Hello everyone, it's Allison from Determined to Shine, and I am super excited to be here with you today for a walkthrough and review and creative prompt for the Couture Tarot. Now this deck just arrived a couple of hours ago. I opened it up, I started to look at it, and I was so excited that I decided I wanted to do a walkthrough right away. So I actually put it all back in the box. So I didn't finish looking at it. We're going to do that together. If you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I'm super excited that you are here. And if you are coming back, of course, thank you for returning. Here at Determined to Shine, we are all about using the magic formula of creativity, spiritual connection, and community to chase away bad days and bring forth joy. And one of the ways that I love to do that is with creativity, tarot, collage. Everything I love is here in this deck. So let's dive in. This is a beautiful two-part box. Again, the artist is Megan Skinner. I didn't say that before. This is a Kickstarter deck. Though you can purchase it online, and of course I'll have that link for you in the comments. Let's start with this guidebook. It is super thick and chunky, and it is full color, which I so appreciate, especially in a Kickstarter deck. And so for each one, you have the card image, keywords, ruling influence, and of course the card description. So just a really great guidebook. And we're actually going to read a couple descriptions from this as we go, because I really liked, again, just briefly what I saw in here. So we'll take a look at that as we go. And then let's look at, of course, the cards. Here's the card back. If I had a complaint about this deck so far, I don't love text on card backs. It's not a big deal. I just prefer it when it's just an image. Cardstock is matte. It's beautiful. It's nice and thick, but not too cardboard-y. So there we go. Edges are plain, but not for long. Of course, I will need to make them some color or a rainbow of colors, or who knows? Who knows what I'll do? You never know. All right, let's dive in and take a look at these cards. So starting with the Fool, I love this Fool. This is one of my favorite things to do in collage. I'm going to show you an example of it in my art journal at the end of the video, where you take these unexpected heads and put them on different bodies. I think it's really powerful. The more you look at this card, though, you see these little bits of symbolism hidden in through every part. There's a lot going on in these cards, but it's all very intentional. Now let's just take a look at the guidebook for the Fool and see what she has to say. So our keywords, actually I'll just do it this way. Our keywords are fearlessness, innocence, divine madness, inspiration, freedom, rebellion, risk-taking, and quantum leaps, which I love. It says, the ruler is Uranus, and then it says, the Fool indicates major and exciting change, offering a quantum leap forward in your life. This is a time to be open to grand new possibilities. The Fool is a rebel, defying limitations to create his life in big, bold strokes, never hesitating to color outside the lines. He, I'm going to say, or she, is a compelling force, encouraging you to fearlessly act on what inspires you. Is he crazy or divinely inspired? Perhaps both. Either way, you are being called and must take the leap. There is no guarantee of outcomes, but if you are willing to risk his folly, dancing with the Fool ensures you will never be the same again. And that is just a little taste of why I am already so in love with this deck. Because I love that kind of hopeful innocence, craziness of the Fool. Like, you know, I know I've said in videos before, I feel like I can embody a lot of Fool energy at times, and not because I don't think things through, or not because I'm stupid. I think I'm a pretty smart girl, but because I love to take giant leaps, starting businesses, YouTube channels, leaving jobs, doing crazy things, moving. I love his chariot. I'm sorry, sidebar. so much. Moving to new states by myself, going on vacation by myself, doing all kinds of things. And that's how really I came to be doing the work I do. You know, I'm a holistic life coach. I lead online retreats. I lead in-person retreats when there's not a pandemic. I do art. I love leaping. I love leaping. So the Fool is one of my favorite cards. And I just really, really like that, you know, that kind of divinely inspired risk-taking, I guess, is in that card description. So, you know, you could spend a day with any one of these cards because, again, there's so much happening. I am in love with this Moon card. You know, again, if you look closely, all these little bits of symbolism are here. They just look different, and there's so much happening. And I just think it's such a beautiful deck, and I'm so glad I backed it because I know it's going to mean a lot to me. All right, Ace of Wands. I am here for this card. I love this Ace of Wands. Oh, here's a puppy. Puppies, so many puppies. All right, let's read another guidebook description, shall we? Four of Wands. Keywords: accomplishment, unity, enjoyment, celebration, heart, harmony, and foundations. The ruler is Venus in Aries. This joyful card indicates you have accomplished something wonderful. Now it's time to relish in your creations and the satisfaction that comes from a job well done. Although present conditions may be temporary, they are no less important. By appreciating the now, you set up your future on a positive note. Troubled relationships have the opportunity to ease as you are willing to resolve old conflicts with an open heart. As you embody your success, it frees you to recognize the accomplishments of others. An atmosphere of mutual respect flourishes and everyone is enlivened. Breathe deeply and smell the sweetness of your roses and celebrate. Oh, so beautiful. Look at this card. I love the color. I love the depth of it. I love how many layers are in each card. And I'm going to talk a little bit again at the end of the video. I'm going to show you some collage pieces that I've done, that I'm working on. And one of the things I'm always trying to do is add more and more layers. And I just think she does a really beautiful job of that. Look at this King of Wands. And, you know, they're not clean and simple cards, but obviously this isn't the deck for you if you like a minimalist style. But I just think they're so beautiful. And again, for a lover of collage decks, what I really like is this has, you know, kind of that classic collage feel to me. It reminds me of sitting down and cutting up magazines and gluing them together in new and unique and odd ways. And that's what I love to do when I collage. Look at this Knight of Pentacles. I love it. Also loving that we don't have all white faces in this deck. Excellent job to the deck creator on that. Ace of Cups. Oh, look at this Three of Cups with those flamingos and the seashells. And just everything, yeah, it just, like I said, it just reminds me of that kind of classic fun of collage where you can just have some abandon and still be intentional. Look at this. So great. This might be one of my favorite Nine of Cups I've ever seen. I didn't get this far in the deck when I was looking through it before, so super exciting. And the Swords. So yeah, I just think it has a great style and it's so beautiful. I think this, if you don't have any collage decks, I think this would be a great one. I love the colors here. Of course, I love dance and bunnies and flowers, so what's not to love? And I love that she uses elements that you wouldn't always think to use in collage, which is great. Here's the Ten of Swords. We're going to go to the guidebook on this one because this is You know, one of those cards that people like to avoid in the tarot because it's a bad card. For me, it's one of my favorite cards because the Ten of Swords to me indicates a completion, like that I have been stabbed, I have been broken, I am down on the ground, but now I get to get up. And I've had a lot of Ten of Swords or Tower moments in my life between, you know, being widowed and getting MS and all kinds of other traumas, like my little list. So I really love cards that indicate that that acknowledge that the suffering has happened, but then allow me to move forward. So our keywords for the Ten of Swords are, of course, destruction, betrayal, clarity, vision, transformation, truth, and illumination. Our ruler is the sun and moon in Gemini. It says the Ten of Swords often shows a man betrayed, pierced in the back by swords, but here we see something different, a crystal staircase guarded by an angelic presence. In the highest sense, the Ten of Swords presents an opportunity to rise above your mental fears and find ultimate clarity. Situations that do not serve your highest potentials are coming to an end. Consider this the death of old ways of thinking. Rebirth and transformation awaits. This is the time to elevate your thought process by seeing life through the crystal clear lens of what is real. Your truth is being illuminated. Reach for the light. And that is, again, just how I love to see that card and how I like to live my life, always reaching for the light, determined to shine, right? We're here for it. So those are the last cards in the Couture Tarot. I hope you liked seeing this deck. I think it's really beautiful, and I'm just really excited to read with it in my own readings and see how it comes together. So we're going to dive in. I'm going to show you some of my own collage art and talk a little bit about the process, and you can see how to enjoy this art style for yourself. So this is one of my favorite art journals. It's a 9x12 Strathmore journal. It's covered in stickers, front and back. And what's neat about this art journal is it's a collaboration between me and one of my very, very bestest friends. So we send it back and forth, each adding things as we go. So while I've done a lot of the work in here, some of it is work that she did. And there's just, of course, some very silly things in here, as I like to be silly. But this is a perfect example of how we work in these journals. Oh, going the other way there. So like this background here, you can see some tarot cards on the left. Those are from a deck, like a student deck I got online, and I just pasted actual cards in there. It was a really cheap deck. Anyway, here on the right, this was a background I just painted one day and I left it blank. And then she added these items in the middle and these two down here and this up here. And then I added this here. And then the next time I added this here. And I'll mail this back to her, probably tomorrow actually. And different things will keep getting added. And eventually, you know, we get that really interesting layered look that we were looking at in some of the other cards. And I'm just going to look at, here we go. So this is the page I wanted to show you. And this is, you know, you can see here again, layers. So I had written some text back here. It actually said the bears made me do it, which is an inside joke. You've heard me talk about bears on other channels or on other videos. I love bears. Then she added some paint on top and some washi, and then we each added more layers. But this was that thing I wanted to show you how, like, with this fool here, I love combining animal heads with human bodies because I think it's fun. So I loved this. That's part of the reason I loved this card, because I love doing that. And this fairy angel goddessy type person, this actually came from a vintage paper dolls book. So while you can collect collage images from magazines, paper doll books are an awesome place to find really fun designs to play with. Like, let me actually see. Like, yeah, here's another one that I did. That's Kristen Chenoweth's head on a Barbie. And then just some other things that I did. And this was another video I did for a class that I taught for Determined to Shine, so maybe I'll get that one up on YouTube at some point. But yeah, it's just really fun to play with these like paper doll bodies and different heads and see what happens. And that's a really great way to ease into kind of different kind of collage if you want to. This is another example of a page in progress, right? This background here is it actually is the packaging that came from an overseas package. I can't remember from where, but some of this language on here was hilarious. And then I added this printed sticker of our favorite Disney mermaid. And then for whatever reason, this little image of this girl and her cow really struck me that day. And then I have some washi tape, and this isn't done. Like, I will go through my stickers or my images that I've cut out and decide what I want to add until layer by layer by layer, right, I end up with a collage piece that I'm really happy with. And this is one of my favorite ways to collage, and that's why I liked the Couture Tarot so much, is because it just reminds me of that approach where you can just keep adding, and every addition you make means something else. And, you know, again, going back to the, here, I'll look at a different card here. Let's look at the Magician here. You could spend a really long time looking at this card, and there's so many different little pieces that she's added in that almost every time you read with this deck, you're going to see something different, which I think is really, really neat. And, you know, each of these things has been added intentionally and has that layer and layer of meaning. And you can, you know, I mean, sure, it had meaning to her, but because it's your tarot deck, you can uncover what that meaning is going to be for you. And that's what I like to do in my collage. Like, this little cow and this little girl and her cow, you know, just struck me that day as adorable. And I don't know, you know, what that means long term, so to speak, but it was just a really, you know, I don't have spiritual meaning attached to this yet. I might at some point, but it's just really fun and beautiful for me, and it made me smile. And I love combining all of this into a really colorful bit of joy. Here is another collage page. Angela, my friend, did the bulk of this one. But like, this is a business card that I got with an Etsy order. So again, just, and some thick washi she had. This is a really beautiful background of sheet music and other little bits of paper that she used. So don't be afraid to just think outside of the box when you're collaging. And, you know, here's one where we just like doodled everywhere and then painted over it, and, oh, forgive my table there, you know, added things. And again, this is barely underway, like so much more will get added. But yeah, I just wanted to show you a peek into my art journal. A lot of times pages look like this. Like, whenever I'm cleaning my paintbrush from another project, I always just do it on a blank page in my journal. So whenever I go to do a new collage or a new page, like, this is ready for me. This one, this was really funny. We did this at a retreat. I encouraged people to just do something that reflected what was going on in the world right now, right? And there was a news release from a theme park in, I think, Japan that opened, and they wanted people to not yell on the roller coaster to help prevent COVID spread. And they told people to scream inside their heart. And I thought that was so funny. So I put that there. And then I had this meme that I printed out because it's one of my very favorites. And I just think it reminds me so much of how we're all on this journey in life. So this is a peek into just, again, one of my art journals. I have so much fun with these. And, you know, this isn't fine art for me. It's not the level of, you know, creativity and magic that we got to see in the Couture Tarot, of course. But what I think is important, right, is that everybody can create art. You are an artist because you decide to be so. And when I sit down at the end of a hard day and bust out that paint or my scissors or whatever it might be, or paste together pictures of dancing cheese on rainbows with unicorns and flower, like stars in the sky, gosh, it warms my heart and it helps me forget a little bit about whatever I was facing that was more difficult. And that's why I call Determined to Shine's magic formula. It's that piece of getting to be creative and doing that self-expression so that we can clear out the gunk, connect spiritually, which is again why I love using the cards and using tarot and oracle, and then coming together to share with you guys here on YouTube to create that community and safe place for people to be themselves and step forward and shine. And so thank you so much for joining me in this review of the Couture Tarot and taking a peek inside some of my collage and getting some ideas for yourself, hopefully. If you enjoyed this video, pretty please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. I am a brand new baby YouTube channel, and those things definitely help me out a lot. And let me know in the comments what you think of the journals, of the deck, and how you're inspired to create today. I can't wait to see what you make, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And until then, I hope you have a great day, and I hope that you remain knowing that you are loved, safe, supported, and as ever, determined to shine.